Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? Happy Monday. Welcome to the new trading week. I call it a new trading week. It is a new trading week, but it will be a week of light trading and light volume. Not a proper trading week at all, but hey, welcome to that week nonetheless. So yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we'll go straight over to those Bitcoin charts. So yeah, Bitcoin on the 4 hour. Yeah, as you can see, we have reached our 27k target. We did overshoot that, which we spoke about. You would usually overshoot or undershoot a target, especially like a larger time frame target like this. Yeah, I mean, depending on how you drew this line exactly, you could actually angle this down and say we did basically bounce off the underside of this line as well if I adjusted it, which I'm not going to do. But yeah, either way, to be honest, I'm not too fussed about these diagonals. It's more just a case of we got to the 27k, overshot it, and we come back under. So what now? So far, what we have done is we have then got back above the 27k. We actually came as low as sub 26k, which may seem like a lot, but it's not necessarily a lot. $1,000 move in Bitcoin is not as much now, on the basis of the big numbers that we're playing with. But what we have done is we have pulled back. We are looking like we are then back testing that resistance level, that 27k resistance level, and potentially retreating back away from it. So that would be a bearish sign. Obviously we basically broke the resistance, we couldn't hold it, we came back underneath it, and then we back tested it, and then we are at the moment looking like we're pulling back away from it. So I mean, this is obviously the first sign of weakness in this immediate term. The second sign of weakness would clearly be taking out this taking out this, I mean, to be honest, we'll call it roughly 26k. If we take out 26k again, then realistically we should be looking at about 24k as a target, and then to see how we interact with that level. We could very easily bounce off that level, just trade in the sideways range. Or we could basically trade down here and eventually lose this level, and then start making a move towards 20k. But if this is all to happen, I don't suspect this is going to happen anytime soon. By anytime soon, I mean like today or tomorrow. I think we would potentially play out this range for a bit. If we then broke down, play out this range for a bit, and then kind of see what happens from there. We have obviously got a lot of momentum, so I don't think any downward moves are gonna any major downward moves are gonna happen anytime soon, because there is going to be buying coming in. It's just a case of does the selling overwhelm that buying in the medium term. So we have got a lot of other interesting things happening also. Firstly, we will look at the DXY, because we do know the DXY is a big driver, but obviously, I mean, we've got to the point now where Bitcoin has taken on a life of its own, with the DXY moving sideways and Bitcoin having this massive move up. So what that indicates to me is that now, even if DXY drops all the way down to 88, it's not necessarily going to give Bitcoin any extra massive impetus to the upside, because we've nearly got to, well, originally I said down here would be 20k plus Bitcoin, maybe even 30k, and we've got to not far off 30k with the DXY not really moving. So we could very easily end up in a scenario now where the DXY does come down to here, and Bitcoin, due to its own technical factors, the fact it's moved so far so quickly, comes down also in conjunction with the DXY coming down. So what I'm saying is that Bitcoin has basically had a big move that it now has to digest. Basically, us Bitcoin traders and holders, and crypto people, we need to basically digest this move ourselves, and we're not really going to be looking to take a lead from the DXY. But the DXY is nonetheless important, because if it does bounce to the upside and start going to the upside, and I reckon that would definitely nothing's definite, but I reckon that would have very high likelihood of forcing Bitcoin down. But my main point is, if Bitcoin moves to if DXY moves to the downside, it's not necessarily going to give us any extra large impetus to the upside. I think at the least, I think not at the least, but I think it would be most likely just to keep Bitcoin trading around these highs as opposed to push it up higher. So that is a DXY. The Bitcoin dominance, as you can see, Bitcoin dominance is well, is coming down. Obviously, I've said this before in the Bitcoin dominance chart. I think I was saying it around here. I was saying like whilst we have got a pullback at the moment, we have got nothing even resembling a downtrend yet. On like the overall macro trend that we've got going on here to the upside, nothing resembling a downtrend. What we do have though is we have a slow rise, a parabolic rise, and potentially a blow off top. So we could be at the top and we could be looking at a move down here. I do know in some of my chats that all the crazy Bitcoin moon boys are like, that's it, 30k. 35k, 100k, do you know what I mean? And like they're just frenzy basically. They're euphoric frenzy, where all rhyme and reason goes out the window. And I also do know that people in those same groups are like, that's it, alts are dead, alts are dead. I'm selling all my alts for Bitcoin. And then what this does remind me of, this reminds me a lot of that time that I've mentioned before with the gold to silver ratio when Tone Vays was like, that's it, silver's dead, silver's dead. I'm sure you guys are going to be laughing at my ridiculous, my silly voice. But yeah, it does remind me a lot of the time when the gold silver ratio topped out. We'll just bang this on a daily. Did top out, and Tone Vays and not on others, but I don't know if others were, but Tone Vays was like, that's it, silver's dead, I'm selling all my silver for gold. And then it literally did basically nearly a 50% retrace from the point that he basically wanted to take this long trade in effect. So it is reminding me of that. Not that it necessarily has to be the case, but it is reminding me of that fact, that we have potentially got to a high, just basically capitulation for people wanting to sell alts for Bitcoin. Yeah, and also for Bitcoin just having a massive run up itself. Also, as we can see here, we have got a daily 9. This daily 9 played out nicely. This one didn't do much. This held up price. This one held up price. You can sort of see. But is this a daily 9 that is gonna basically give us a good sell off like this one did here, like this one did here? Like this one did here, like this one did here. That gave us a sell-off, but not necessarily a great one. But is this, I mean, the candle is a very bearish looking candle. We had a very nice wick to the upside, a very aggressive pullback, and continuation now. So if we are going to get a big pullback from this candle, it would not look out of the ordinary. Let's put it that way. And what are potential targets could we be looking for? I would, well, potential target would be this trend line here, which this would be a significant move. And then if we break back into this channel, if we break back into this descending broadening wedge, then that would be incredibly bearish for this chart. And it could even signal a move down to the lower end of the chart, which would be down here. And I know a lot of you crypto people that just think alts are done and dusted and that's it, game over. You obviously won't see this as a possibility, but it is a possibility if this is a fake out above. The obviously alternative if we break back below is we could get support at this level, just trade within here again, but then that would start to look if we take out this price action, start to look like a lot like a descending triangle if we did play that out down here. Anyway, but that's way too far ahead to look at. That's a daily chart anyway. So yeah, let's have a look at this, guys. These are powerful candles. These are very bullish looking candles. We have had obviously similar strong moves to the upside that then have failed, and we are, as you can see, ever since this point, been in pretty much a downtrend. But this definitely looked like a capitulation move down, and like I said, there was definite a lot of negative sentiment about, a lot of basically capitulatory psychology about, but we were saying nothing comes down in a straight line, and this is due a retrace, and boy did we get a retrace. I mean, this is very powerful. This is looking like this could take us at least up to this level, and then if we get up to this level, we can flirt with this level, and we can take this on and potentially just go bullish basically, and start attempting to make our way. Oops, I hope I've not just adjusted anything. Start making our way back into this larger time frame channel, which I'll just get up. See if we can regain this channel. If we regain this channel, that would obviously be incredibly bullish, and then we will basically have targets off the top of the channel after this pretty severe fake out below. So yeah, definitely something to watch there. The USD pairing, this is the daily. Let's go to the 4-hour. USD pairing, as you can see, gunning for that target that we had drawn in. The target is basically high 700s. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we do meet this target and potentially even get into the 800s over the next week or so. So yeah, keep an eye on that. Yeah, I just wanted to also, we'll just get up this this daily 9. We basically had a nice sell off a daily 9 here, and a nice sell off a daily 9 here as well. Yeah, I mean, also I've been talking to people about the Bitcoin monthly 9 as well. Bitcoin monthly 9 and some potential RSI divergences that are coming into play. This is telling me that there is at least a decent, a realistic chance of a 1 to 4 month sideways to down from this level, and that would then mean people would actually be looking at altcoins then to get some gains if Bitcoin is going to either trade sideways or down. So it may not materialize, but it basically is introducing the higher probability of a chance of that. So it is no surprise that now altcoins could actually have a nice run. If basically certain amount of traders are going to sort of price in the chance of this and then move into altcoins which are severely depressed. Ethereum obviously been the first one to pop, and then it will they will potentially filter down into obviously the lower and lower and then lower level altcoins. So yeah, that is very interesting. Let's just have a look at silver. I mean, based on this monthly 9, I have and the fact that silver is getting a move on, I do have a renewed confidence that maybe on the balance of probabilities I could still get $30 silver now before 30k BTC. That whilst we were just mooning in BTC, I was kind of looking, well, we are getting pretty close. We got to 28k, 2k move is not much more to get to 30k, but now we are looking like we are potentially putting in a high. The DXY is still looking like it's potentially going to break down. I've got renewed confidence in this bet, renewed confidence that I didn't have a couple of days ago, but then I did have like a few weeks before that. And in all fairness, if I do lose this bet, I'm not losing it. I'm only losing it on a technicality. I don't believe I'm losing it in reality, because literally we practically take $30 here. So basically I was right in my mind. The person that I've got the bet with, they know that I was pretty much right with what I was saying. We just didn't quite tick it, and if on a technicality they win the bet, then fair, so be it. I will still hold my head high. Yeah, back to the 4-hour. 4-hour obviously topped on a no, I didn't top on a 9. We had an indecision candle, then had the 9, but we were already trading downwards. But yeah, I mean, we've got levels to look out for really. These higher just basically taking out this high would then probably give us continuation to the upside. We are on a 4-hour. Why are we so zoomed in? Taking out that high. I mean, these are short-term trades that will probably trigger more upside, and then clearly taking out these lows. This low is gonna, I think, definitely nothing's definite, but likely get us down to about 24k. But yeah, this market is very frothy. We don't normally look at the RSI too much, but there are RSI bearish divergences coming into play. You can obviously see the high in the RSI here at this level here with this high here, and then we've got a much higher high in price action and a lower high in the RSI. So that is on the 4 hour. We have also, if we go to a 12 hour, if we go to a 12 hour, let's get this up. This point here, not this is quite far way back to look at, so we won't probably look at that far back. Here on the daily, if we look here on the daily, we've got basically an RSI high here, and then a lower high here with higher price action. So we have got higher time frame RSIs. They are not confirmed yet because we've not confirmed a high on higher time frames yet. But these could confirm, and these could drag price down. Certainly this 4 hour could play out and get us down to about 24k. We don't normally look at the RSI because the only real thing I look at RSI is higher time frame divergences. But this is one of those times when we are potentially getting those come into play. So we are just monitoring that. We'll look at stochastics. 4 hour coming down, 10 hour looking to come down, 12 hour turn back down, daily turning back down, 2 day there or thereabouts, and then everything else is still gonna be looking good. Well, I say that 5 day and weekly looking like they are turning down as well. So stochastics as well are potentially pointing to downside. Potential downside, I'll let me just clear out potential downside, not necessarily definite downside, but if we do then start to get that move down to 24k, then those higher time frame stochastics will then actually give us a good give us a good downward bias on some of the higher time frame stochastics. So we could end up with a move down further than what people are expecting. And I say what people are expecting, we have looked at this in yesterday's video. We have looked at this this candle here, this monthly 9 back here, this monthly 9 here in the bull trend. As you can see from top to bottom, it is a basically it's from top to bottom, it is a pretty much a 40% move down. So bear in mind the trend was still bullish and everything was fantastic and hunky-dory. Still green candles, literally green candles, but we had a 40% pullback. So be aware that is a distinct possibility, and a 40% pullback from here does from the high of this candle as it stands does bring us down to well, yeah, we'll just call it about 17k. So 17k is not beyond the realms of possibility at all, and it basically just brings us deep into this range of price action here. It brings us deep into our last major area of consolidation. I mean, we did consolidate for a while here, but as you can see, this is probably nearly 3 times the amount of time. So it brings us deep into this range, which it wouldn't look completely inappropriate for us to come back into this range and then form a base here and then push back on upwards. So yeah, just bear that in mind, moon boys, that are just basically buying it all the time now, thinking that we're just going up and up and this is it. Because there are certain people in that I basically talk to about crypto, basically some of my friends that I can remember their exact behavior during this 14k move here. This move to 14k, they thought this was it, buying. They weren't interested in buying down here or here. As soon as you get to 14k, they're like, this is it, I'm buying, and then they got absolutely wrecked. So I am sensing that sort of similar, well, let's say similar, basically that same euphoric optimism where literally like, this is it, we're buying, and it's just a reverse indicator, guys. It doesn't necessarily have to play out. We could get to 30k, we could get to 35k, anything can happen. I mean, there's a potential that the dollar does absolutely tank. I mean, if they agree like $2,000 checks for everybody, and basically UBI and all that jazz. The dollar is toast. America wants the dollar as toast. They want this dollar down, so there is that risk. So that is it, guys. So yeah, happy Monday, everybody. Thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you guys later on today.